Hi, I'm Valerie Nasser. I'm the Military Liaison Counselor for Craven County Schools, and I'm here with
Lefa Palmer. I am the School Liaison for Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point.
And today we're here to talk about the deployment cycle. The North Carolina Purple Star Award is presented to districts in North Carolina that demonstrate military-friendly practices. A component of the program is an annual professional development on a topic related to the military family lifestyle. Today we'll talk about deployment.
For a service member, a deployment is a scheduled time away from their normal duty station. Deployments can include annual training, support of ongoing missions, and humanitarian support. A deployment can last several weeks to several months and even up to a year or more. In the most basic sense, when a service member is deployed, no matter where or for how long, one can say, gone is gone.
Deployment is a cycle presenting unique challenges to students and families alike. Today we will discuss each phase of the deployment cycle to build awareness and understanding.
Pre-deployment begins with the warning order to the service member of an impending deployment through their actual departure date.
During this phase, there may be extra tension in the home. Families may feel resentment towards the service member who may be spending longer hours at work in preparation for their deployment.
Families may begin arguing as a way of distancing themselves from one another in anticipation of the pending separation.
Families experience many emotions during the pre-deployment phase of the deployment cycle, ranging from denial to even anticipation of the service member's departure. This is a time when families get their affairs in order. And as the date approaches for the actual deployment, families may begin to close down emotionally and avoid their feelings.
Some families may have the mindset of leave already, as the anticipation of their deployment is causing anxiety within the individual and then the family. Students at this time often can feel confused or lost or even angry during this pre-deployment phase. Deployment is the period immediately following the service member's departure through 4 to 6 weeks into the deployment.
During this phase, families may have mixed emotions. They may feel sad, overwhelmed, numb, disoriented, or even have a sense of relief. Sometimes sleep difficulties occur during this phase, and families may have some security and safety concerns.
During this time, families may feel as if their life has been turned upside down. There is disruption in their everyday family routines, including more responsibilities spread across all family members.
At the same time, the service member may begin to distance themselves from their family as they set their mind and focus on the mission at hand. This leaves families to feel set aside as they each have differing priorities.
During this time, students may show signs of struggling.
We may see regression in their behaviors and their grades may begin to slip.
Sustainment is the period from the first 4 to 6 weeks of deployment through the end of the deployment.
It's during this phase that families establish new routines, find new systems of support, and gain some independence.
A family attitude of "we can do this together" may emerge at this time. The family may also breathe a sign of relief as the deployment is officially underway.
It's during this time that we may see students settle in and adapt well to change. However, it is important to remember that some students may still struggle. This phase of the deployment cycle brings both positive and negative changes at home and at school.
Redeployment is the month before the service member is scheduled to return home. During this phase of deployment, there is a burst of energy within the home as everyone is busy getting ready for the homecoming.
Some people say this is the best phase of the deployment cycle. Mixed emotions may also be a factor during this phase of the deployment cycle. There may be a sense of relief that this deployment is almost over, mixed with a sense of anxiety about how the service member will be as they return home.
Older students might begin to wonder if their service member will be the same upon their return. Other students might have some anxiety in anticipation if they have met their deployed service member's parent expectations while they were away. Post-deployment begins when the service member returns home and lasts up to 3 to 6 months or more after the return.
This phase can be likened to a honeymoon period where everything feels new again. However, at some point, the service member will have to reintegrate into the family, and that can be an adjustment for everyone.
Homecoming is an exciting and confusing time for students, as they too need to reestablish the relationship with the returning parent in order to meet their needs.
During this period of readjustment, we may see students push boundaries and act out. Teen students may start to rebel as they adjust to the new family dynamics. It's important for educators to know who their military-connected students are and notice when something might seem different.
Educators can provide effective support through all phases of the deployment cycle for their military students.
Reach out to your school counselor, military family life counselor, school-based point of contact, or us for resources that support students through the deployment cycle. Thank you for participating in this professional development.